Y'all ever hear that saying, your eyes are bigger than your stomach? Well, that remains true even as an adult, okay? All of us are guilty of getting more food than what we need to, especially during the holidays, okay? Even if it's not the holidays, even if we're mindlessly snacking, we're eating more food than what we need to. Even with snacking, we should pre-portion our foods. It's time to get back to measuring our foods, okay? We no longer know what a serving size looks like, okay? We just take and say, oh, that's just a little bit, but you will be surprised when you measure that little bit, it ends up being a lot of bit. So my suggestion to you, if you want to gain control over your diet, over your eating habits, it's time to start measuring food, okay? It's not just measuring food. You have to learn how to read a nutrition label. You got to understand that these calories, specific amount of calories, is for this amount of food. So if you look at a nutrition label and it says 240 calories for 15 chips, that's how many chips that you should be eating if you want to stay in those specific calorie ranges, okay? It's going to have the calories, the fat, the carbohydrates, the protein. That's all you need to worry about when it comes to a nutrition label. Sometimes with fresh foods, they don't come with nutrition labels. So you have to Google or go to a reputable source that has how much is 85 grams of grapes. What are the nutrition facts for 3 apples? Once you understand and learn what a nutrition label reads, then you measure your foods. You plan out your whole day with all measured foods. That's why meal prepping is so very important. A lot of people don't meal prep, okay? So when you don't meal prep, you're subject to just grab anything when you're hungry. Always carry water and snacks with you. You can even keep snacks in the car, so when you do get hungry, you can just grab a quick snack that you already have pre-measured, or it comes in a package and you only have that one serving size to help you along in your food journey, okay? It's very important that we continue to measure food, okay? You don't have to do it all the time. Once you got a good grasp on it and you can look at something and say, okay, that looks like about 4 ounces. That looks like about 1 serving, 1 cup. Once you do it a lot, you will start being able to identify what is what. However, as time goes on and you stop measuring, you kind of lose what a serving size looks like, because our brains are always going to want more than what we can handle. Okay. You would be surprised at what a serving size of food is. You would be surprised when someone says to put on your plate 4 ounces of chicken, 1 cup of vegetables, half a cup of rice. That can go on a small saucer, and that is supposed to be your lunch. You understand what I'm saying? And when you're looking at it, you like, that's all I get? And you eating every grain of rice that's left on that plate. That's how you want to be when you eat your food. You don't want to eat your food and say, oh my God, I'm so stuffed. When you do that, it continues to elevate the blood sugar, okay? Insulin goes up. And as women, as older adults, we have to pay attention to our blood sugar and our insulin. It's so very important. You do not want a food that you can say, eat that unlimited amount of foods. Like, you don't want anything like that. You can overeat healthy foods. So when people say, oh, you can eat an unlimited amount of cucumbers, you know why people say you can eat an unlimited amount of cucumbers? Because no one is going to overeat a cucumber. When people say you can have an unlimited amount of salad, of lettuce, no one's going to overeat lettuce. That's why people say that. However, you can overeat healthy foods. You can. When someone says a plate of broccoli, chicken, and rice, you can have so much of that that it is over your protein, over your carb, over your calorie requirements. You understand what I'm saying? So everything needs to be measured. Everything needs to be accounted for, only if it's important to you, okay? It should be. If you're watching my channel, I'm sure that your health is important to you. Gone are the days that we're eyeballing stuff and just eating it and then wondering, what's happening? Why is my clothes feeling tighter? Probably because that you're overeating. You're not exercising. You're not minding your water. Sometimes, even if we've been doing this a long time, it's good to go back to the basics, hone everything in to make sure that we are still dialed in and we are still doing the right thing. It's okay to check up on your eating habits, okay? It's not okay to say, I need to do better, and then don't. It's not okay to say, I can have just a little bit more. Not only that about measuring foods because we're overeating. If you want to embark on a ketogenic diet, you must measure your foods. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You have to know how much protein you're getting. You have to know how much carbs you're getting. You have to know how much fat you're getting. There is no way around it. You cannot eyeball it. Being in a keto diet is very meticulous. I have told you to get into ketosis is a very hard task. And if you can do it, I promise you, you will feel the most amazing you've ever felt. So it is imperative that you get you a measuring cup, measuring spoons, and a food scale when embarking on a ketogenic diet. But even if you are not embarking on a ketogenic diet, you still should measure your foods anyway, just to see if you're getting the correct amounts. If at any time you feel like I'm eating the same things, I don't know why I'm gaining weight, you're probably overeating foods. So it's worth taking a look at it, okay? My health is very important to me, and I want your health to be important to you. If not, I wouldn't be doing these videos, okay? So what I want you to do is start measuring your food. Get you a food scale, get you some measuring cups, get you measuring spoons. I really want you to really measure everything so you can see for yourself, I have been overeating. I have. And so we're going to dial this back, measure your food for the next 6 months, and then see how everything starts to come in place. Clothes start fitting looser. You start feeling better. Okay? We need to start measuring our foods. So go ahead and get those things. Measuring cup, measuring spoons, and a food scale. It's time to get back to it, okay? This is all out of love. I just want to motivate you to live a more healthier life. I'll see you for the next one.